I've made a few ride videos of our time out here in the Rockies, and I've tried to improve them and found a way to include some motor sounds in this one, and as you can tell, a bit of narration. There's some interesting things about the area I thought I'd tell you about. If it's not interesting to you, just go ahead and turn the sound down, won't hurt my feelings. I turned right out of the Rooters campground near Sundance, Wyoming onto County Road 208 and head for Spearfish Canyon via Old US 14. It's about 40 miles away, due east as the crow flies. The campground sits on the side of the Bear Lodge Mountains. The Devil's Tower is close by, approximately 27 miles to the northwest. Turn left on 208 out of the campground instead, and you'll head up the grade to an observation fire tower that overlooks the entire area. Near there is a now defunct historic Air Force installation that housed a portable nuclear reactor, the PM-1. The reactor powered 3 radars there from 1961 through 68 and protected our northern border from Cold War threats, namely Russia. But those are stories for another time, however. This ride is about Spearfish Canyon, South Dakota. The canyon was carved 30 to 60 million years ago. It cut its way down through limestone, then through deadwood shale, and eventually to Precambrian rocks 600 million years old, exposed in what is now the Spearfish Creek bed. The canyon has 1,200 of almost 1,600 plant species found in all of South Dakota. It's as beautiful and scenic as it's claimed to be. Ponderosa pines tower over everything. The canyon attracts all kinds, as you might expect. The speed limit, though, is a pokey 35 miles an hour on the twisty road. Many will go even slower, be advised. But it's the gold rush days, George Armstrong Custer, and the broken treaty of Fort Laramie in 1868 that are most historically significant to the area, and I found it interesting, with strong echoes reverberating in the canyon even still. The Black Hills Gold Rush began in 1874 when 1,000 men led by Custer came to investigate reports there was gold in the area. 2 years later, Custer would lay dead at the Battle of Little Bighorn as the 7th Cavalry was defeated by the Lakota, Northern Cheyenne, and Arapaho tribes. All were signatories to the abrogated Treaty of Fort Laramie. The treaty, the second such treaty, and one that would see 3 more revisions, had already established the Great Sioux Reservation and its ownership of the Black Hills by the time Custer arrived. It was expressly illegal in Article 2 of the treaty for whites to even enter the area, as signed, along with others, by William Tecumseh Sherman, then Lieutenant General, and interestingly, also by William Harney, who along with Moses Manuel and Alex Inge would come to discover a unique gold deposit near Lead, South Dakota on April 9, 1876. The discovery was clearly within the reservation formed by the treaty. Harney and his partners called it Homestake. Homestake went on to produce 10% of the world's gold supply over the next 125 years. thousands would come to find hard rock gold deposits they thought for sure were in the canyon. They would be bitterly disappointed to find only placer gold. That's loose gold mixed with soil and rock around the streams there. Homestake was to be the only discovery of hard rock gold deposits in the Black Hills. The area's history is deeply complicated as treaties were signed, underhanded maneuvers made, alliances shifted, and westward expansion continued. Tensions eventually led again to open conflict in the Great Sioux War of 1876. The Treaty of Fort Laramie of '68 directly impacted the Bozeman Trail and its forts, led to the Trail of Tears, and then eventually on June 30th, 1980, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled that the government had illegally taken the Black Hills from the Lakota Sioux, granted to them by the 1868 treaty. The Lakota Sioux have so far refused what amounts to about $1 billion in reparations, preferring the land to be returned instead. History of the United States is just an arm's length away out here in Wyoming everywhere you turn. From the Sand Creek Massacre to the Vore Buffalo Jump and much, much more. It's all here to see. A ride through Spearfish Canyon links much of it together as you head south past Bridalveil Falls on the Spearfish Canyon Scenic Byway to Cheyenne Crossing on the U.S. Route 14A.